Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is so good, it's almost impossible not to finish it before the meal arrives. It's just too good to wait. That happens to me sometimes.
Me too.
You can try rules like no sipping until the appetizer arrives, or you tell your friend, don't let me touch my glass, but every time you're staring at an empty glass. So if you've ever finished your Coke Zero before the first fry hits the table, you're among friends. It happens. Occupational hazard with Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Real Coca-Cola taste, zero sugar, too good to wait. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola Zero Sugar today. So, now, what's a tradition in your home?
My family always does a family picnic every
That's nice.
year.
That's a
with
good
all
tradition.
of my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. It's really fun.
Well, guess what? No matter how big, small, or silly, traditions can bring people together. And Tostitos is there to celebrate the traditions that matter. They start with whole corn kernels to make masa the traditional way and bring you a variety of flavors like a hint of lime and Mexican street corn. I love street corn. No artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives, just quality ingredients and amazing flavors worth gathering around. That's the Tostitos way. Celebrate your traditions with Tostitos, or maybe even start a new one. Hello. Tostitos. Tradition matters.
Conan O'Brien needs a fan. Want to talk to Conan? Visit teamcoco.com/callconan. Okay, let's get started.
Hey, welcome to a Thursday episode of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Usually these are fan episodes, but we've been mixing it up a little bit recently. I'll tell you why. Getting ready for the Oscars, and I have my A-plus elite writing staff downstairs in the building working hard on concepts, riddles, quizzes, recipes for the Oscars. And I am very fortunate. I'll just come out and say it. I work with the best writers in the world.
Yep.
And one of them, I want to come up and hang with them. We did this with Brian Kiley a couple days ago, and now we're going to do it with Mr. Todd Levin, about as sharp a writer as you will find. You really are.
That's really nice.
You're crazily talented, and I'm so glad that you're helping me with the Oscars. And I think you joined me, did you say it was 2009 was when you came on board?
2009, just as you were wrapping up Late Night in New York.
I was wrapping up Late Night, and I was headed to take over the Tonight Show for a 30-year run. And
we had jobs for life.
You said, I remember I hired you, and you said, Tonight Show hosts last forever.
Yes.
And you said, count me in, and you started spending money like crazy.
Oh yeah, most of it was spent before I even got to California.
Yeah. He showed up, and the first day he said, I'm buying a Bentley.
Oh.
Yeah, and he got a license plate that said Tonight Show for Life.
Yeah.
And I looked it up. It was way too many characters.
It was.
For a license plate. It wasn't even legal.
It was actually Tonight Show for Life 3 because 2 other people had gotten the same vanity plate.
2 other writers from my Tonight Show. So you were with me for the end of Late Night, Tonight Show, then the TBS thing, and now Oscars. And so you will be my writer for life, whether you want to be or not. So let's get into this a little bit, because there are different types of writers. There are the kinds that chatter constantly. I'm sorry to say I was one of those.
What?
Shocking.
Oh my God.
Doing bits in the room and dancing around like a chimp on crack. And then, Todd, you're you're like a ninja, an assassin. You're quiet, you're taking things in, and then you'll say something that's really hilarious, and you'll write something that's really great, but there's not a lot of, babbling and, hey, look at me, which I really admire.
It's not demonstrative because I believe in my work.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
Wow.
No,
I am very much like a bad magician, and I'm also a bad musician, but I'm a bad magician trying to distract you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, whoa, look at this. Wee, wow. And then, because I'm afraid someone will really look and see there's not a lot of protein here.
No, but I think it's also just because I've never been uncomfortable with that part of like performing stuff. You know, like, even when I was doing stand-up, I was the guy who just hugged the microphone. I just held it dear to me, and I wasn't like a big act-out guy.
You'd often try and leave with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be like, Todd, you've got to keep that here.
Come back with the mic.
Well, tell me about your journey a little bit, because this happens so often. I work with these really talented people and I get to know them. We're in the trenches together. And I think, hey, I don't really know your origin story, but when did you know, oh, comedy is for me?
I mean, I think I always knew it as a kid, but I didn't know. I think you probably hear this a lot. And I think a lot of people who are in comedy say this, but I didn't know it was a career. I didn't grow up in that kind of environment. My parents were both state workers in Albany, New York. And so I loved comedy as a kid. And my dad was really instrumental in that because my parents had a terrible record collection. They had like a couple John Denvers, a couple Barbra Streisands.
Right.
But then my dad also had...
David's saying, what's wrong with that?
It sounds great to me. Not much. I love your parents.
Yeah. When can I come over? David, settle down.
But my dad had... Bob Newhart records as well.
There you go.
So he was my introduction to comedy. So I would listen to his records all the time. He had Cosby records too. You could say that, but those were also a huge influence on me.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah. And then my dad also had this rule, we had this really strict bedtime, but if we had HBO when I was growing up, and if there was a funny movie on at 9:00, he would let me stay up to watch it with him. So I'd watch a lot of comedies with my dad.
Everything you're saying resonates completely with me because my parents had nothing to do with show business. I'm growing up just outside Boston. Show business is this thing that exists on Jupiter and it's done by aliens. But my father was very interested in comedy. He was a infectious disease scientist, doctor, and but he loved comedy. He loved Newhart. We had those records. They also had a terrible record. I mean, no records. But he loved comedy. And when a movie like Mad World would come on once a year, we weren't allowed to watch TV at night if it was a school night, if we had school the next day. But he would say, when this comedy came on, he would say we could all watch it. And I mean, this was unheard of, but that was sacrosanct. If there was a really good classic comedy, we could watch that. So, and I think Newhart, what a great person to learn from because the jokes and the concept, it's about jokes and concepts.
Yeah.
He's like a matador. He didn't move that much. It's, all the power of the joke and a stillness to it.
Yes, for
sure. And a musical ear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved him. Yeah. So my dad turned me on to Monty Python, to SNL, all those things. So I was really into it as a kid and had no idea that it could be a thing you could do for a living. And then when I moved to New York, which was just a place I knew that I wanted to be in New York eventually. I didn't know what I wanted to do there. I just knew I needed to be in New York eventually. And then when I got there, I just gravitated toward people who were doing improv and doing stand-up. And I don't even know how or why I befriended these people, but I started to kind of get in with that world, and my friends were just encouraging me to get out on stage and just do stuff.
That's great.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I wasn't even, the beginning of my stand-up career was me reading bits. It was very much like a Newhart thing where I would prepare a written bit that depended on the page because I was so scared. And I just was I need the words to be perfect. Yeah. So I would structure it I got these letters in the mail and I thought I'd share them with you, or I found these old diary entries. So something that was it had to be read. And then as I continued to do it, I just got more comfortable being in front of people and being spontaneous. Yeah. And the pages started drifting away.
But you have to find a special place to do that because...
Yes. You can't go to a club.
There are comedy clubs where it's very confrontational and you have to almost fight them to prove that you're funny.
Yes.
Which is, can breed a certain kind of style. And then there are places you can go that are more open to experimentation.
100%.
And so where were you finding those places?
So in New York, there was a place called Rafifi, which was in the back of it was they showed movies there, and there was also burlesque nights. It was a really weird place. There was a bar in the front and a little theater in the back, and there was a big kind of thriving alternative scene there. So I would do shows there, the UCB, places like that. There's a place called Luna Lounge that had a very famous alternative show on Monday nights.
Yeah.
Marin kind of ruled the roost there.
Yeah.
And he was an older kind of a generation of comics before me.
Yeah.
So there were all these little rooms you could do that. And then once you got comfortable, there still was an expectation that you do clubs. I never really wanted to do clubs, but if you're trying to get into a festival or get on TV, then you kind of have to be in clubs. And it's different. It's like, I have to make you like me.
Yeah.
Whereas in the alternative rooms, you're kind of like, well, this will make you, like the words I'm saying will hopefully make you like me, but like, you have to be this person that's approachable, and it can be combative, but it's more of like a struggle. Like, I have to make these idiots like me.
You just mud brain. Yeah. You morons. How are you morons tonight?
Idiots.
You working class scum.
Yeah, like
hey, why did the crowd wasn't that good tonight? Yeah, they were. They were really good until you screamed at them.
In your wool suit.
You dropped your horn-rimmed glasses at one point.
I waved a newspaper at them.
Don't you idiots read? Yeah, everyone has to find their own way, and you do that. And then, what did you do? TV jobs before you came to me?
This was my first TV job, so I had been doing pretty well as a stand-up, and I'd gotten like a TV gig just performing, and I got an agent through that. But as soon as I got an agent, I said, I want to write. Like, that's what I want to do. Mm-hmm. I like stand-up, but I love writing. And this late night was my first TV job, and I almost didn't take it because I thought, well, shouldn't I have a job on a worse show first? Like, I had that's my own, like, insecurity and growing up in this kind of like working middle class family. I was like, shouldn't I have started on something smaller? Because I was such a huge fan of the show when I got hired that I almost didn't take it. And then the week that week I got
got the job and you were like, hey, this show isn't that good. I think I'll be just fine.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what all the fuss is all about.
I think Conan's on pills.
But yeah, I had gotten a job on another TV show, VH1 TV show, that same week, and I almost took that job, and then I got a call from Sweeney about this show.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'd love it if you had turned us down and worked on ridiculousness.
I know.
Oh my God.
I would
Picking
be rich.
The clips of people in bikinis falling down.
I would be rich beyond my wildest
dreams.
You'd
be so rich. You'd refuse to come on this podcast now. I'm not talking
How much does this pay?
Yeah. So talk to me about some of the bits that you, like your experience working on the show. What were some of the bits that you got on early days, or just in general that you were really proud of?
Well, I would say the first thing that I got on that, well, there are a couple things. Like, there are a couple things early on that I liked, but the first thing that I got on that I was really proud of that really kind of broke through was Minty.
Yes.
Minty the Candy Cane.
My
Minty
God,
the Candy Cane.
And that was like, it just made people happy.
Oh, it was so...
And it made me happy.
Great. Now refresh us. Take us through the... Minty is a candy cane, but not any candy cane. And he's played by McCann.
He was played by Brian McCann. I had so much insurance for that bit, though, because I had Brian McCann, who is an incredible performer.
Such a great
performer. Funny, playing this candy cane that had fallen... The idea is that he had fallen on the ground briefly.
He briefly fell on the ground.
So he had a few things stuck to him, like a cigarette butt and a penny. And
then the song was... Can you do the song? I'm trying to remember it. Come around, Minty the Candy Cane, who briefly fell on the ground. And it was done in that kind of old-timey...
Minty fell on the ground.
Oh, Minty fell on the ground. It was...
Now he's covered in goo.
Oh, my God.
But like, so McCann played him. Brian Stack, also an amazing performer, sang the song, and Jimmy Vivino arranged it. I can't sing.
It's
I can't
a great
carry
song.
A tune.
Yeah.
And of course, near and dear to my heart, because my favorite era of singing is about 1914.
Yes. Megaphone singing.
Yeah.
Oh, and and it was great. He had just the perfect thing stuck to him. And immediately people loved him. I loved him. I would always dance along with Minty. I think Minty threw things at people.
He had a little basket of candy canes that he passed out in the audience. And then
he would whip them at me.
Violently whip them at you.
And quick shout out to Brian McCann, who I got to get in here at some point, because he was such that early late night show he was on, and would just play these hilarious characters that really helped us put our stamp on the kind of humor we liked. And one of my favorites was the man with bulletproof legs.
So good.
And McCann would come out wearing super short shorts and an incredibly self-satisfied expression. And he would sing a song about how you can't hurt me because I've got bulletproof legs. Yes, I've got bulletproof legs. You can't. And then blam, he'd get shot in the chest and collapse and die. And it was one of my favorite things because he'd make his legs elongate.
Yeah, so he would like almost do this kind of beautiful swan walk.
Yes, you do this long-legged swan walk, bragging about how his legs were bulletproof, and then he'd get shot in the chest. And it just delighted me. And that's one of maybe 10,000 things McCann did for us. What do you got there, Eduardo?
You want me to play it?
Yeah, if you want to see one of these Minty sketches come to life, go on the Team Coco channel. Look up Minty the Candy Cane. Come on, let's hear him.
Happy holidays, everyone!
The voice he chose. Yeah.
You can hear the sound of Minty the Candy Cane, who quickly fell on the ground. Minty fell on the ground, now Minty's covered in goo, cause Minty fell on the ground for just a moment or two.
That's it.
Just a moment or two. That's what
Now, my favorite was Minty's covered in goo. And it's this goo.
Yeah.
Oh, that made me so happy. Hey, one thing about summer Sona is that everything just feels easy.
Sure does.
It's the season for comfortable, go-anywhere pieces that make getting dressed simple. That's what makes Quince such a great fit for the season. They focus on well-made essentials that you'll actually live in all summer long.
Mm-hmm.
Quince's 100% European linen pants and shirts are breathable. They're easy to throw on, and the summer upgrades your rotation needs. Their tees are soft enough to live in all days. Those are soft tees. I felt them.
Yeah.
Blay, you wear a lot of Quince, and you're liking it.
Yeah, I love it. I just got the 100% European linen relaxed short sleeve shirt, and it's great. It's airy, especially for the hot Los Angeles summers.
Also, you seem more relaxed these days. Usually you're real uptight and kind of shouting into the mic. You seem a little more balanced now.
It's great. Also, I like the French blue because I think it sets off my white hair very nicely. Yeah,
it's a nice.
Good in blue.
Thank you. Yeah. It's. I think it's more Quince that's providing the goodness than Blay. I'm just going to say.
It's his skin. It looks good on his skin and with his
Back to the
face.
ad.
Okay.
Make your summer wardrobe easier. Go to quince.com/Conan for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Conan for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Conan. Ever invest in something that seemed incredible at first, but didn't live up to the hype?
Yeah, like all the time.
Yeah, I did that with an all-potato restaurant.
Oh, no.
Marketers know that feeling. They optimize for the numbers that look great, like impressions, but then they don't see revenue. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Sana?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, LinkedIn has a word for that, bull spend.
Bull spend.
Yeah, instead you can get the highest ROAS of major ad networks with LinkedIn ads.
Mm-hmm.
Cut the bull spend. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/Conan. Terms apply. Sona, what's a tradition in your home?
My family always does a family picnic every
That's nice.
year.
That's a
with
good
all
tradition.
of my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. It's really fun.
Well, guess what? No matter how big, small, or silly, traditions can bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
And Tostitos is there to celebrate the traditions that matter. They start with whole corn kernels to make masa the traditional way and bring you a variety of flavors like a hint of lime and Mexican street corn. I love street corn.
Mm-hmm.
No artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives, just quality ingredients and amazing flavors worth gathering around. That's the Tostitos way. Celebrate your traditions with Tostitos, or maybe even start a new one. Hello. Tostitos. Tradition matters.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Oh, another early thing, I don't want to talk about this that much, but was the the Human Centipede Menorah.
Yes.
That was like, might have been the same year. And that
Human Centipede had just come out, which was one of the most horrifying, and still remains one of the most horrifying movies of all time. Sona made me watch it on the tour bus.
I did.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
And
I won't watch it.
And it buffered a lot, so it took us 4 hours to watch it.
Yeah.
It was really, really not worth it.
It was a labor of love. And so, so Human Centipede Menorah. So, did this get you tossed out of any religious affiliations?
Well, the two things I remember about it were that like Patton Oswalt had tweeted something about how horrifying it was, and I was like, if that got him, that's good.
If this horrified Patton Oswalt and got him not sleeping, then we know we're in the right territory.
Yes. And then the other thing was that we did it multiple years. Yeah. And for some reason, they always, I guess because the costumes fit, they always tried to hire back the same 9 guys.
Yeah.
And except for like one of them, they all came back. It was like they had Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
The
one that didn't come back, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, exactly.
He just, and he won't acknowledge it anymore.
No, he doesn't talk about it.
Doesn't talk about it.
But it was crazy because those guys they all stayed in touch with each other. It was like a shared trauma. And they all kept in touch. And
if you want to see the Human Centipede Menorah, go on the Team Coco site and then don't look at the clip because it was horrifying.
It's so horrifying.
And it's everything you think it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So,
but I like to do, that was a thing that I think that I would go back to a lot, which was take something monstrous and make people have to celebrate it.
Yes.
Or take something sweet and make it monstrous, which like Wiki Bear was like a sweet thing that Stack and I wrote that was like, you love it when you see it and his voice is cute, but he's a monster.
Yeah, what was it? What was Wiki Bear was when I would take it was like the bear that they were selling.
Yeah.
There was a real bear that they were selling that you could ask it questions and
it was based on a real thing. There was a bear that could connect to the internet.
Could connect to the internet.
It was like obsessed with murder. Wasn't it constantly? The Wiki Bear was always giving not anecdotes, but like stories.
Facts.
It would give you facts. Like you would ask it very innocent questions. It would answer them and then pivot off the question to something absolutely horrifying.
So give me an example. I'm trying to remember. I know.
So you would ask it like, it was always, I wish I could think of an example.
Because it was a cute kid's toy. So I was saying, hey, Wiki Bear, how are you? You know, and then it would, well, I'm fine, Conan. And then it would pivot off that really quickly.
Speaking of blah, blah, blah. It would be like something.
Ed Gein made lampshades out of human skin. And I'd be like, Wiki Bear.
Speaking of bright ideas, it would be like something like that. He was a clever fella.
I think one of the reasons you fit in so nicely is that I think my whole life, so many bits were me trying to be the innocent talk show host who was doing something sweet.
Yes.
It's almost like we didn't have rehearsal. If you followed that logic. Like, I'm going to try out this Wiki Bear. Hey, Wiki Bear. And then I'd be trying to be like, okay, well, let's just move it along, Wiki Bear. Did you know that the second night of the Manson murders, and I'm like, hey, hold on a second, Wiki Bear. But if you look through it, that's a theme that runs through the entire show. For years and years and years, any version of it is me trying
to put on a nice show.
And I don't understand what's going on here.
But that was a bit that you helped a lot, actually, because the original draft was like I don't think it was unfunny, but it wasn't focused. Mm-hmm. And then when we were doing in rehearsal, because the bear would move, like they could control its mouth, so it could always move, and Stack was in the voiceover booth. And you guys just started talking about the Manson family. It just became a funny thing at rehearsal. And then Stack and I kind of locked into that. We're like, that's what the bit is. It's
you have to find it sometimes.
It changed the whole thing. And it was
so what surprised you? You went from watching the show to then working on it. What are some of the things that struck you as, oh, this is different? Or, I mean, what were your impressions?
Well, the thing that, I'll tell you a thing that terrified me at first, but then became my favorite thing about the show was that the writers have a lot of autonomy, and that you're kind of expected to not just write your bits, but to produce them.
Yeah.
And in a sense, direct them as well. And you're working with the editors and you're working with all the departments.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, if you've never done that before, it's so scary.
Yeah, it is.
Because you're like, there's 1,000 ways to mess this up and, a couple ways to get it right. And then.
Well, that is something I learned from Lorne Michaels. When I went to work on Saturday Night Live with Greg Daniels, it stunned us. I mean, I was, 23.
Oh my gosh.
maybe, or 24. And suddenly, I would have been 24, I think. But, we pitched a sketch. They said, I did well at read through. And the next thing you know, you're talking to set designers, wardrobe people. You're telling them, Lauren would say to me, what kind of restaurant is this? And I'd be like, I don't know. I just get pizza at the corner, around the corner. I get a slice.
I don't know.
Are we at Orso? Or are we at Elaine's?
Oh my God.
Are we downtown at Le Bon Ensemble? And I'm like, I don't know.
I only go to 3 restaurants.
I don't go to restaurants. I've never been to a restaurant. I have 2 pairs of jeans and a 1973 Plymouth Valiant. Don't ever tell me that again. And so Lauren threw us into the deep end of the pool, and at first it felt like insanity, and then I realized no one's going to care more than the people who thought of it.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
And so you should be the one that's anal and exacting about what it has to be because it's your vision.
Yes.
And so, and then you just, I think it leads to so many things. I mean, I think you have a really good director's eye. So many of the writers do. You develop that really quickly because you know what you want.
Yeah, that's very true.
Sometimes even when you didn't think you were that kind of person, you find out really quickly if you have to produce the sketches.
I totally agree. And the downside of it is that you also waste so many resources. Like there's so many times because you're in control of it, there's no one to say, are you sure you need all that? And you're like, absolutely.
Why is Minty made out of silver? Because that's the way I thought of it.
Yes, exactly. Do it for me.
Do it. $800,000. Yeah, no,
there would be a lot of times. There was a thing that Dan Cronin and I worked on that was so needlessly ambitious. It was just a parody of a commercial, like what was it? It was like not El Pollo, Del Taco.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. It was the idea that it was a Del Taco delivery system, so that it was so stupid on its face. It was a special device on your toilet that when you flushed it could recognize when your body had room for another burrito.
Yeah, I knew the toilet was going to come into play.
And then it would immediately provide you with that burrito once you had cleared enough room out of your body for a new burrito.
Yes.
And it became
Trust me, this is something Del Taco's thinking about.
Yeah. I think it was off some story about how Nike or Reebok had developed these sneakers that you could press a button and it would get Domino's for you. It was connected to Domino's.
Yeah.
So this was like Del Taco's version of that.
Synergy, man.
Yeah. And it was so it's so stupid on its face, and it became so ambitious where there's this. It gets so in sync with your body's needs that it opens up like a third eye and takes you to this like place of nirvana where it's like everything's perfectly in sync. It was so expensive.
But that's what Jim Downey was really good at. This he loved the comedy of take something very simple and then make it needlessly complicated.
Yes.
That in itself is funny.
Yes.
So a long commercial about Change Bank where Jim Downey's explaining to you that if you give us $5, we'll give you, this many quarters, this many singles, or we'll also give you this many nickels, this many quarters, and over-explaining it. And I think there's something to an idea that's stupid that then probably uses animation, computer graphics to explain how it works. Green screens of once this area has been voided, then this area is created and this area of your brain. And you're like, this is such a stupid idea. I cannot believe that you would go to this much trouble. And that's where the funny stuff comes from. I think a lot of times.
I think the show kind of, for me at least, taught me some of that too, because so much of what I felt like I was trying to do as a writer was to break you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew, because you've seen so much. You just have seen so much, and that there's always there's that kind of line between, okay, that'll work for the show, and I want to see that on the show. And I think we're always trying, and I knew you're rooting against us.
Always. And you know what? I'm rooting against you right now.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say something. Yeah. You're having such a respectful conversation with Todd, and it's very confusing to me.
When he was being nice in the beginning, I thought it was an ambush.
I know.
Oh, it is. This is an IRS sting operation.
I know. Has he ever made fun of you for like a piece not working out? Can we talk about that?
Trust me.
Can we talk about you making fun of him?
Trust me.
Delighting in it.
Can you, Eduardo, can you kill her mic, please? No. That is, I mean, I would have this, there was this relationship with the writers where if something was really tanking, you could see me licking my lips.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yes.
Just salivating.
This is going to be delicious. And I remembered, I think we were doing shows at Comic-Con, and one of the writers had come up with, it's R2-D2, but he's gone Hollywood, and he's like, hey, make sure you get me a good table at the, and he had like a cigar and, and where's my limo? Yeah, she, and it was just wasn't working and felt like kind of an old take. And people said they saw me licking my lips and rubbing my hands together. Yes. I was so like, oh, we've got to have more R2-D2 gone Hollywood. And
yes, you would sometimes interact with the thing more than needed.
Yes. Tell us more. Yes. R2-D2, who's gone Hollywood. And whoever wrote it was like, okay, fuck you, Conan. But no one is more delighted by left brain crazy ideas that tickle me. Like those things, that's a religious experience. You've written much more than your share of those. And, let's hope we can do it at the Oscars.
Can't wait.
It's going to be so much fun. But yes, I will ridicule you in an hour when I come back down. I will mock you.
Time flattens everything.
Yeah. There is no past. There's only the present.
Exactly.
Time is a loop. But cannot thank you enough. Honored to work with you and get back to work.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Conan O'Brien Needs a Fan with Conan O'Brien, Sonam Movsesian, and Matt Gorley. Produced by me, Matt Gorley. Executive produced by Adam Sachs, Jeff Ross, and Nick Liao. Incidental music by Jimmy Vivino. Take it away, Jimmy. Supervising producer, Aaron Blaird. Associate talent producer, Jennifer Samples. Associate producers, Sean Doherty and Lisa Berm. Engineering by Eduardo Perez. Get 3 free months of SiriusXM when you sign up at SiriusXM.com/Conan. Please rate, review, and subscribe to Conan O'Brien Needs a Fan wherever fine podcasts are downloaded.
Finding a skilled hire takes more than just reviewing a resume. You know what I mean? You can't just go bleep, 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 bleep. That doesn't get it done. As AI raises the bar on how experience is presented, hiring managers need better ways to evaluate skills and fit. That's where Robert Half can help. Their recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to review what's behind every application quickly, and that's important, quickly. Who's got time these days? No one. Learn how they can help you find specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more at Robert Half. They know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Hey, I'm Paul Scheer.
I'm June Diane Raphael.
And I'm Jason Mantzoukas.
And we're the hosts of How Did This Get Made, a comedy podcast where we deconstruct, make fun of, and celebrate the best, worst movies ever made.
Have you ever seen a movie that's so bad that it's actually good? That's what we're talking about.
From blockbuster franchises and made-for-TV romances
to bonkers 80s action flicks and obscure sci-fi musicals, we cover it all.
You can find How Did This Get Made wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Idiot.